This podcast is sponsored by the book Eat Meat or Don't by Bo Bennett, PhD. Explore the critical thinking behind our dietary choices and discover the moral arguments for and against eating meat. Available now at sentiocentrism.com.
Understanding meat. Intolerance versus allergy. What you need to know. Learn the difference between meat intolerance and meat allergy, why it matters, and how it fits into the ethical eating debate today. Meat intolerance versus allergy. What's the difference? Hey, so I wanted to chat with you about something that pops up a lot, but tends to get pretty confusing. Meat intolerance versus meat allergy. It sounds simple, right? You eat meat, and if your body doesn't react well, you might just have an allergy. But it's actually not that black and white. There's quite a bit to unpack here, especially since more and more people are becoming aware of their food sensitivities and trying to figure out what actually works for their bodies. All right, first off, let's talk about meat allergy. An allergy is basically when your immune system thinks a part of the meat is harmful and launches a full-on attack. This can cause serious reactions like hives, swelling, difficulty breathing, or even anaphylaxis in extreme cases. So, if someone has a meat allergy, they really need to avoid that meat completely because the immune system's response is immediate and can be dangerous. One of the more talked about meat allergies is the alpha-gal syndrome, which is linked to tick bites and causes allergy to red meat. Sounds wild, but it's a real thing. On the other hand, meat intolerance isn't about the immune system at all. Instead, it's more about your body's inability to properly digest the meat you ate. Maybe you lack specific enzymes required to break down certain proteins or fats found in meat, or maybe your gut flora isn't cooperating well. The symptoms here are usually less dramatic, but can definitely be uncomfortable. Think bloating, stomach cramps, nausea, or even diarrhea. It's not life-threatening, but it can seriously mess with your digestion and overall well-being. So, why does knowing the difference between intolerance and allergy even matter? Well, for one thing, it guides how you approach your diet. If it's an allergy, cross-contamination and trace amounts of meat can still be dangerous, so avoiding meat entirely is usually the order of the day. With intolerance, you might be able to consume smaller amounts, try different types of meat, or even experiment with cooking methods to see if it helps. Now, this talk about eating meat inevitably brings up some bigger questions, like the ethical implications and health concerns, stuff covered under ideas like sentiocentrism and ethical eating. The debate around the pros and cons of eating meat is as vibrant as ever. Some people turn to plant-based diets to avoid potential health issues and animal suffering, while others look at innovations like clean meat, which tries to offer the experience of eating meat without the traditional animal welfare concerns. Of course, personal health matters, and whether you have a meat intolerance or allergy, those factors heavily influence what you should eat. You don't have to choose between feeling sick or feeling guilty. There are many alternatives and ways to maintain a balanced diet that suits your needs and values. If you want to get a better grasp of the complex ethical discussion around eating meat, including how health considerations like allergies and intolerances play into it, I highly recommend checking out Eat Meat or Don't. It's a resource that really opens up the conversation and offers thoughtful insights into why people eat meat, why some choose not to, and how emerging options might shape the future of our diets. So yeah, whether you're dealing with meat allergy symptoms or you just feel off after a steak dinner because of intolerance, it helps to understand what's going on inside your body. And beyond that, it's an opportunity to think about how your dietary choices connect with broader issues like animal ethics, sustainability, and health. Regardless of where you land, remember, it's about finding what's right for you. And that means getting informed, listening to your body, and being open to change. Have you ever had a weird reaction to meat? Or thought about how your eating habits tie into the bigger ethical picture? I'd love to hear your thoughts.